Carolina Panthers travel up to Lambeau in Green Bay, Wisconsin this week to take on the Green Bay Packers. We got your 5-minute preview right here. Let's go.
Brace yourself for the ultimate Carolina Panthers experience. Welcome to Two Growls, One Roar, the podcast that hits harder than a Luke Kuechly tackle. We're diving deep into the heart of Panther Nation, bringing you unrivaled passion, insider takes, and pure gridiron fire. From Wilmington to the cosmos, this is your home for the fiercest football talk east or west of Charlotte.
Welcome in, folks, to another edition of the Two Growls, One Roar podcast. Hope you guys are doing well out there. Of course, for all my fans of football, don't worry. We are going to have our normal 40-ish minute preview, very detailed, go through all the things related to this game. But for now, we got to do a 5-minute preview. We're trying some new things. So this is a shortened version of what you are going to get later on. So here we go. We have the Carolina Panthers 4-4 coming off of a terrible loss to the Buffalo Bills, trying to figure out if they are going to be a good football team or not. And folks, this is a big test. You talk about the Green Bay Packers, who sit at number one within the NFC, 5-1-1. We don't see a lot of ties in football, but they tied with the Dallas Cowboys, put up a lot of points, and there's a lot of storylines for the Carolina Panthers. I think number one, it's going to be centered around Bryce Young. You go back to last week's game, and we talked about this numerous times, and we talked about it on ESPN Wilmington today. You look at the Carolina Panthers and the performance that they had. I don't know that putting Bryce Young in the game makes that much of a difference. I do think it makes a slight difference. Maybe he makes a few more plays, but I think some of the same mistakes, the pressures, the fumbles, those things still might have been there with Bryce Young at the helm. Yes, he could move around a little bit more. Maybe if he makes a pass or two, you keep it close, you put up some more points. You don't have all that going against you. But defensively, that's the biggest concern for me outside of what's happening between Andy Dalton and Bryce Young, because the blueprint was established. We love to talk about the blueprint series here in Carolina. The blueprint was established on how to beat the Carolina Panthers on the defense. And it's pretty clear. You do a quick toss out away from Derek Brown, don't even get it close to him, and then you beat him out in space. And folks, we saw Cook destroy the Carolina Panthers. So for me, that's the bigger storyline. Sure, getting Bryce Young back, as long as he's 80, 95% healthy, is going to be good. And there's another storyline, of course, we're going to talk about in just a second, but it's got to be centered around our defense going up against Jordan Love, the Green Bay Packers, who looked pretty good against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and figuring out if they can stop the run. If they can stop the run and they can generate some pressure, we'll be okay. Probably two more storylines, if we're being honest, focus on the offensive side of the ball. Number one, we'll get into the bigger storyline in a second, but it has to do with the health of the offensive line. You lose Brady Christensen. We already know Robert Hunt's out. What's Cade Mays' status going to be? Is Taylor Moton going to be healthy? You have a lot of question marks. Chandler Zavala going to have his window activated per Dave Canales. Is he going to be a go? Either way, Panthers are going to have their hands full going up against Micah Parsons and Rashan Gary and that defensive front for the Green Bay Packers. It does not make me feel good as a Carolina Panthers fan. Talking about the offense and where we're going to focus next, of course, we can't talk about the offense without the battle that's happening between Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard this week. Chuba Hubbard sounds like he's going to be moved to the back of the bus at least a little bit. Rico Dowdle moving up. Rico Dowdle given an opportunity to find his footing now. We'll see how this turns out. I think it makes sense on paper. And you know what? If it fails, it fails. But at least we tried it, because Rico Dowdle has been a big part of this win streak. He's been a big part of the success of this team. And they are going to need that if you don't have this offensive line in the best of shape. I think Rico's the better runner. He's shown that. Doesn't mean that long term, like we've said, that you don't have Chuba in the mix. But this is a good problem to have. And now it's Dave Canales' opportunity to figure out how to manage it. But I still think trying to slow down Micah Parsons and that defense, for me, it's going to be a long day. And I mean, we're going to get into the prediction here in just a minute, at least our way too early prediction. I don't think it's going to change that much as we get through the week, no matter what happens, but where we sit today. I talked about the pass rush, the offensive line. Yeah, this one to me is a big measuring stick. Sure, Buffalo Bills, good football team. Carolina Panthers have a bad habit of getting behind in games and getting blown out. So as we look at where they are right now, this is the best of the best in the NFC in the Green Bay Packers by record, number 1 seed. You got to find it. Find a way to be competitive. We know they can do it. We know it's in there, and you have to have Bryce Young, there's no doubt, and Rico Dowdle featured. Get back to what you did during this win streak. Figure out how to execute, slow down the run, and give yourselves an opportunity. But as of right now, I am taking the Green Bay Packers. Folks may not like this line. They are favored by 11.5 as of right now. Maybe that's changed. But Green Bay Packers 31, Carolina Panthers 17. Unfortunately, Carolina Panthers would move to 4-5 on the season with a chance to get back to 500 against the Saints. So it's not the end of the world just yet, but that's my way too early preview for the Carolina Panthers and the Green Bay Packers. Let me know what you think.